Hey guys, what's going on? I'm glad that y'all are here today. Let me know who you are as you log on so that I can see that. Colin, what's up, man? Darcy. Macy Grace. Megan Roos and Evan Roos. Is that all that's in your family that's like watching right now, or is it everyone? Haddles. Boyfa. Boyfa. Dang, we got everybody on today. It's awesome. I'm so glad that y'all are here. Megan, is it just you or is it Evan and mom and dad and Owen? I'm so glad that y'all are here. This week is going to be special on our YouTube live channel. It's going to be an awesome week. We have 4 students that will be hosting throughout the week. So Hadley and Hudson will host tomorrow. I'm excited for that. I know that they're going to feature their dog at some point. I don't know if that was a surprise or not. And yeah, so Hadley and Hudson, sorry, I was reading comments over here. Hadley and Hudson are going to host tomorrow. That's going to be awesome. They're going to do a great job. I get to host on Wednesday again, and we're going to go to part 3 of our Talking to God study. I'm super excited about it, and I hope that you are as well. Then Thursday, Parker and Catherine, the Lovebird duet, will host us in worship again. And then Friday, Catherine and Claire are going to be hosting us. And then Saturday, Cecily is actually going to host a special show on Zoom. So we'll be sending that link out later this week. And we're going to be hosting a cooking show, or Cecily will be hosting a cooking show, and we're going to bake some resurrection cookies. So I'll send out the grocery list for that on probably tomorrow, as well as the Zoom link and password and all that kind of stuff. So you can have that, and you and your family can join us. That's what we want to do. We don't want to just make it with our students. We want it to be a family activity leading up to Easter Sunday. So please join us for that. Megan's excited about that. And I hope the rest of, and wait, Darcy is too. So please join us for that. It is going to be awesome. Is right, Cecily. It is going to be so great. So yeah. We are actually, as a student ministry staff, Parker, Cecily, and I are trying to get some things together that are unique for y'all and things that y'all want to do and will look forward to, so that you will not only continue to log on with us and those kind of things, but that you'll be excited enough to share the link with some of your friends, because our goal in this time isn't just to continue to lead y'all closer to Jesus. That's one of our goals, but another goal is for us to also reach out and touch as many people as possible with the good news of Jesus, right? The Great Commission doesn't stop because of COVID-19, and we are excited to reach out to as many people as possible. Ashley, we're glad that you're here, and we're excited to host this meeting this cooking show on Saturday. Cecily is super pumped about it. Parker, it's kind of hard to read Parker over text message, so I think Parker is excited about it. He said he loves resurrection cookies, so if nothing else, he gets to make those, and I'm excited for him to make those since he loves it. So yeah, it's going to be a great time together. So I wanted to talk about something today that kind of changed the way that I look. Wait, Catherine, can you hear me now? I was kind of paused for a second. Hello, can everyone hear me? All right, Catherine, it must be something on your end. Try unmuting your computer, maybe. That might work. All right, so I'm gonna get a prop to help me tell this story. And I will let you see it. All right, so this is my prop for the story. Can everybody tell what this is? All right, y'all have now seen. There you go. It is a turtle. It is, in fact, a sea turtle made of wood. It is missing one leg right here. I packed it in a suitcase after I got it in Belize, and the leg broke during transit. So I think I actually have the leg piece somewhere in my filing cabinet, but it is not on the turtle. I have not tried to reattach it. I will sometime, but anyhow. This is my wood carving sea turtle. Why do I think that this prop means anything to how I do ministry? And how did this turtle change the way that I do ministry? Well, as you heard me say a second ago, I got this turtle on a trip to Belize. And at my last church at Oak Ridge Baptist, I took a trip every year. Y'all see Tim back there? There you go. Say hi to Chef Tim. Peep him in the window. So this, at my last church, I got to go on a mission trip every summer with our college students and our high school students to a village in Belize called San Roman. And we got to do a bunch of different various things, but we got to build a fence around their property. And in Belize, the fences are built differently, and it's not just putting up wood or putting up chain link. You dig a ditch in the ground, you fill it with concrete, you raise a couple of cinder blocks on top of that, and then you put some posts down in the cinder blocks, you concrete those in, then you put up chain link around the whole thing, and then you have, every once in a while, you have these concrete pillars that are the support posts and kind of like corner posts and those kind of things for that. We put up electricity and ran electricity to the church. We built the elder of the church a new house there. We built signs for the church. We built new pews for the church. All of this is not just in 1 year. It's several different years of projects together. We got to go around to the village and share the gospel with every house in the village. And each year we did something different. We did something a little bit different. We always stayed at the same place. It was this Georgetown Technical School that was a little bit outside of the village. It took us like 12 minutes on a bus to get from the school to the church. And we stayed at this school, and it was awesome. But I think the way that we prepared for those mission trips really is what changed how I do ministry. And I can't take credit for that. This was a system that was set up in that church already at Oak Ridge. Lena Cooper was the person that kind of set all of that up. And I think she did a phenomenal job of training our students to go and to do these things. And she would lead these meetings a lot of the time. And one of the things that I really learned from that I learned from those trainings, that I learned from those trips, is that we need to constantly be aware of the people that are around us and the influence that we are giving. What do I mean by that? I mean that when we were working on these projects and when we were just in the village and doing things, playing soccer or playing American football even, or the girls hosted this nail painting party every year. In those conversations and in those moments where we were all together doing things that were trying to build relationships, the people were always watching us. The Belizean people were always watching us, and each and every team member from Oak Ridge or from our church was continually sharing the gospel. Do I mean continually reading scripture to people and showing people the gospel in the Bible? No, that's not what I mean. I mean that we were continually showing them how the gospel had changed us. And so in turn, we were continually sharing the gospel. We were continually influencing these people around us on what it meant to be a Christ follower, what it meant to live a life fully abandoned and fully unashamed of everything that we walked with in Christ. And while we were there, we got to see some pretty crazy things. We got to have some pretty awesome conversations. We saw the devil working against us in a lot of different ways. But one of the most awesome things happened the first year on the trip. So 3 years in a row I went. In the first year, one of the guys that was with us got to build this relationship with a kid named Junior. And Junior was a part of a family that was instrumental in the foundations of the church and had done a lot to make the church be what it was. But he had an older brother that was really mixed up in some stuff, really mixed up in some bad stuff. And he decided that he was going to do everything that he could to put that behind him and to put that in a different part so that he wasn't influenced by those things in his life. And we got to continually show Junior throughout the week what it meant to live a life fully abandoned to Jesus, through our work ethic, through the way that we loved people, through the way that we had conversations, the things that we talked about, the way that we lived our lives back in America, so that we could show him what it was like to live this life. And he got to a point where he wanted that, but he didn't really understand what it was. He didn't really understand what it was going to be in his life, and how it was going to function, especially with the background that he had come from and the family that he was in. Even though that they had done a lot to form the church, his brother, he felt like his brother was just going to disown him. His brother was going to make fun of him for all of this stuff. And so it was really hard for him. This is like day 3 of the trip, right? So we were there for 9 days. And so we got to continue this relationship with him. And with everything, all the conversations that we were having with Junior, finally, he came to this point where he was like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what if my brother disowns me. It doesn't matter if he makes fun of me. It doesn't matter whatever, because what Jesus has for me is so much more important. So that day, we got to baptize Junior in the river that runs through this village. And we got to have this awesome time of worship with this church. And that experience changed the way that I look at ministry. It changed the way that I operate in my life, and it changed the way, I don't know, not changed the way, it moved my heart for something different. You might be asking me, like, Jake, what is this? Like, you said that this experience changed your life. You said that it changed the way you view ministry. It changed the way that you look at things and try to operate your life. Jake, what is this thing that you're talking about? This thing that I'm talking about is being marked as different. I think all of you probably think that I'm pretty weird, and that I am a unique person, and I take pride in that. Why do I take pride in that? Because Jesus has told me that in order to have an impact on this world, I need to be marked as different. I need to be marked in such a way that when I am around people, people will see the presence of Jesus in my life. The way that I love people, the things that I talk about with people, the way that I continually relate to people through my work ethic, through everything that I do, people can see Jesus. And seeing Junior come to a relationship with Christ through the conversations that we had just while we were building a fence, and through the lessons that we got to teach throughout that week and all those kind of things, made me realize that I have the power within me to do something different. I have the power within me, and every believer has the power within each believer to do something that's marketably different than any other religion, any other opportunity that will ever be given to you in this entire world. And there's power in that you need to realize and harness so that we can change the world together. There's a story that happened before this that really comes to mind. It happened when I was in college, and it really, I think, brings this whole story and brings this whole opportunity that we have to change people's lives to realization. I went to First Baptist Church of Irving all throughout college. When Allie and I got engaged, we started going there as a couple. We went there for another year and a half or so. So First Irving did a lot of things for me. And the ministry leaders of that church did a great job of ministering to me and building me up and all these kind of things. But in one of the services, there was this girl that was broken. and you could tell that she was broken. Life had just trod, like weighed heavy on her. Life weighed heavy on her. So she didn't know what was going on, and she walked, like, didn't know what was going on in her life, is what I mean by that. And at the end of one of the sermons, she walked down front and chose to accept Jesus in her life, and instantly a light came out of her. She was happy. She was joyous. She was crying in joy for the love that she felt, and the way that her life had instantaneously been changed. And we were sitting there just watching as a church. The worship leader was playing and singing, and we were just watching as a church this happen. And this guy stood up in the corner, and he started walking down front, but not super unusual, but it was unusual of this man. This man had been a member of the church for a long time. He was a deacon, and he was a great servant in the church. He walked down the aisle, and he walked up to the minister and was like, he said, "I want what that girl just had, what that girl just got." And minister looked at him and he was like, "What do you mean?" She began a relationship with Jesus, and you have that. Like, it's evident in your life that you have that. And the guy was like, "Whatever she just received, I've never had, and I want this relationship. I don't want just fruits. I don't want just acts of my life, but I want this relationship that can be seen by everyone, that can be seen by the world around me." And when I think about that story, and then I think about Junior and that whole situation, I can see that just by being the feet of Jesus, just by being in the hands of Jesus, just by walking in the footsteps of Jesus, we have the opportunity to change people's lives. Each and every moment that we take a breath, every step that we take, we have an opportunity. Are you taking advantage of that opportunity? Do you continually point people to Jesus with the way that you treat them, with the conversations that you have, not just the amount of care that you put in the conversations, but the and love that you put in the conversations, but the content of the conversation? Are you showing Jesus to people with the way that you work? Are you showing Jesus to people with the way that you obey? Are you showing Jesus to people the way that you passionately pursue things? I think 1 Corinthians 10:31 is a great verse, and I actually have a Bible over here that was given to me by one of my friends upon graduating high school. And then one of my mentors, Tom, y'all heard me talk about him last week, made this Bible cover, this case thing, and he's really handy with all this leather and with leather in general. And he carved this verse in it, and it's 1 Corinthians 10:31, and it says, 1 Corinthians 10:31 says, "Whatsoever you do, whether you eat or whether you drink, do all to the glory of God." And Tom preached that verse and a lot, and I didn't really come to realize what it truly meant until both of these experiences had happened. And then I could look back over everything, and I could just see, if I truly am doing everything to the glory of God, He will use everything, my eating and my drinking and my working and my conversations and my steps and my actions and my breath to glorify himself and to make much of who he is. And that will bring people into the kingdom of God. So what do I want you to do? I want you to glorify God in everything that you do, with every breath that you take, with every bite of food that you take, with every drink that you take, with every breath that you have, with every step that you make, every choice that you make, every conversation that you have. I want you to give everything to glorifying God passionately and fervently and chasing after him so that you can change the world, that you can change someone's eternity. I see power in each and every one of you. Power that can't be described. And I want you to realize the influence and the opportunity that you have, the opportunity to influence that you have. I know that this has kind of been a weird time together, and I've seemingly rambled a lot, and actually I definitely have rambled a lot, but I hope that you got something. I hope that you were able to take something from my experience and my stories and my life and apply it to your own so that you can go and live differently, so that you can go and live unashamedly, be marked as different for the gospel. This turtle, even though it has a broken fin, and Tippy is that way is apparently too. I don't know who Tippy is, but this turtle is a constant reminder to me of that every conversation I have, every day that I work, everything that I do can be used to influence someone with the gospel. And am I doing that? And so I keep this turtle right here on my shelf, right beside one of my degrees, and I see it every time I walk into the office, and every time I turn around to the bookshelf, I see it. And I want you to put something in your life that's a marker that will continually remind you of the life and the opportunity that you've been given through Jesus. Anything that you need, I'm here for you. Any way that I can be of help, let me know. Allie and I love you guys. Love everyone that will see this video, even in 15 years. If someone watches this video, we want to do anything that we can to help you. Anything that we can to point you closer to Jesus. We have a heart for y'all. Please let me know. Please reach out. Anything that I can do for you, any way that I can be of help to you. I look forward to this week. I think Hadley and Hudson are going to do a great job tomorrow. I hope that Jesus does some work through me on Wednesday. Catherine and Parker are going to do a great job, just like they did last week on Thursday. Claire and Catherine are going to knock it out of the park on Friday, and then we get to spend this time together on Saturday of baking together. Hopefully y'all will join us for that. I'll get more information to you about that throughout the week so that you and your family can join us for that. Love you guys. I hope that y'all have a great rest of your day. And again, please let me know if you need anything. Bye-bye.